So every year at LBM Strategies, one of the biggest challenges, or actually the number one challenge ever since I've been doing this, has been attracting, hiring, and retaining good people. And that's it's how do lumberyards compete with companies that are, as Rick Davis mentioned, perceived to be more sexy. So LBM is not necessarily a sexy industry, but it can be done. It's about making your company a great place to work, and that's what Cassie and her team have done that in the hotly competitive Houston, Texas market. So please join me in welcoming Cassie.
Hi, everybody. I'm Cassie Detering Milam. We went over this a couple of times, but it's fine. So before we get started, a couple of things that we just need to talk about. I have never done this before. I'm literally shaking. So if I start crying or sweating, just give me a little bit of grace because this is really nerve-wracking. The second thing is, I have not made a PowerPoint presentation since graduate school at best, but probably college, and that was a while ago. So again, just give me some grace and we'll get through this together. I'm here to talk to you today about what makes my company, your company great, and I'm going to do that hopefully through the lens of sharing with y'all the things that we have implemented at Detering. Oh, sorry, last thing, I'm a big hand talker, so just get used to it. I cannot help myself. It's constant. My hope today is that you will have some takeaways at the end of this presentation to implement at your company. And I'm so proud of where Detering is today and where we're going. So let's get started. I'm already struggling. Okay, here we go. So to start out, oh my God, I'm gonna really regret doing all these transitions. It's what you do in college, I think. Okay. So my name's Cassie. I'm a born and raised Houstonian. I went to a tiny liberal arts college in the southeastern corner of Tennessee called Sewanee, the University of the South, where I majored in international and global studies with a concentration in Latin America, which means when my dad told me not to worry about what I major in, I listened. I minored in Spanish. I grew up bilingual. I minored in Spanish, and that has obviously served me well throughout all of my careers, especially living in Houston. After college, I moved to Washington, D.C., and I got my master's degree in education. I really thought that I wanted to be a teacher. I taught middle and high school Spanish until my dad called and said, I really need you to come home and go to work. And I was like, you do not have to ask me twice. And one quick note there for anyone, and I'm sure that there are a few of you, for anyone who is in a family business and is raising the next generation, one thing that I thought my dad did so well was he really encouraged us to kind of follow our passions. I mean, clearly, Latin American studies, he encouraged us to seek out another career path before deciding to come home. And he never, ever, ever pressured us to come work at Detering. In the back of my mind, I was kind of always of course that's what I'll do, but I could have done anything and he would have been thrilled. Ultimately, teaching, I love kids, and the people I had dinner with last night heard me talk about this a little bit. I love kids and I love teaching. Schools really were not for me, and so I have found other ways to kind of fill that gap in my life. And my brother was a camp cook in Idaho at a fishing camp, and then worked in the oil and gas industry. And then we both found our way back to Detering. And I think when we came home, we're never leaving. They will truly have to drag us out of the building at this point. And I think a lot of that is because we were able to kind of see what was out there. And when we decided to come back, we knew that this was it. Anyway, I married my husband, John, in 2014. We have 4 kids. They're really cute, so I decided to highlight them here. Kate is 7, Jack and Wells are 6, and Polly is 2. And they are the light of my life, but like, oh my God, I'm so tired. And I know that the other parents in the room understand what I mean. This is my 12th year at Detering, and I really can't imagine working anywhere else. Sorry, y'all, I will get this by like the last slide, I think. Okay, so to get started, I want to tell y'all a little bit about a little bit of background on my family and our company. In 1871, my great-grandfather immigrated from Germany. He landed in Houston, and he opened a general store on Washington Avenue called the Last Chance Grocery. Any chance there's any other Houstonians in the room? Anyone familiar with Houston? Hey, go Astros. So the Last Chance Grocery got its name because it was the last stop on the way out of town. And Washington and Studemont, the corner where that store and where our offices were until 2015, is like quite literally downtown. Like it is like 1 mile, which is just incredible when you think of the amount of growth that Houston has gone through over the last 100 years. So he opened the general store, he opened a concrete tile and broom factory, and like I just said, our family lived his family lived on that site, but our family continued to work on that site until 2015 when we moved to our current facility. In 1926, my grandfather opened the Detering Company and was later joined by his brother. And we talk a lot about our legacy, and I think, it's not BS. Like my grandfather and my great uncle would go to the port of Houston and buy bricks off the ballast of ships every day and sell them to help pave the roads. Then my grandfather went and fought in World War II, and when he came back, he continued to sell construction supplies to builders and was a part of that like incredible growth that Houston saw after World War II. In 1985, the most exciting thing that happened was I was born, but also my grandfather brought my dad in as president of the company, and I don't know if any of y'all know my dad, and we will talk about this a little bit later, but like, he is the best. He's just the best. And my dad has worked really hard over the last, I can't do the math, there's a reason I'm not in sales, however many years to kind of get Detering where it is, but one of the biggest things that he has done is he has worked really hard to bring in the best people in the business, regardless of whether that meant that they were family or not. So pretty quickly, after he came in as president, he brought in some outside management, and that is how we have continued to run our company today. He is really big on this idea of my brother and me and he being good owners and stewards of the company. And then we have a CEO, a couple of vice presidents, a CFO. We've got people that are like running the ship for us on a day-to-day basis. Obviously, this is not the end. Y'all are going to listen to me for a lot longer. So my brother and I both started working at Detering in 2012. Today, the three of us own the company together. We've gone through a ton of exciting changes over the last, I think this will be my 12th year at Detering, this next summer. In 2014, we bought our biggest brick competitor, South Texas Brick and Stone, which is the leading brick and masonry supplier in Houston. Today, they have a second location in Austin, they have a showroom in Houston, and they are looking to continue growing over the next couple of years. My brother is the managing partner at South Texas, and I work at Detering on the millwork side. In 2015, like I said, we moved into our current location on Helmer Street, which was, obviously very bittersweet. There's a lot of history on Washington Avenue, but ultimately I think it was probably the best decision we've ever made. And then this summer, we added a lumber distribution arm after my brother brought it up last summer, as all good ideas begin, over a number of cocktails on family vacation. And my dad was like, no, absolutely not. He even went so far as to tell our CEO, like, do not indulge Carlos in this. And yet here we are. In 2023, in July of 2023, we opened our lumber company, and I think so far it's going great. We are a couple months in, and I'm really excited about what is to come. So you're probably like, okay, let's get on with it. In case you don't know, we are a millwork distributor in Houston. We sell to anyone within like a 90-mile radius. That continues to expand as we continue to grow. We historically had not sold lumber until this summer, so y'all always let us hang out with you, and I do appreciate that. What is it about Detering that like makes us great? And to be clear, Rick asked me to do this because we were awarded in 2022 a Top Places to Work award. And I think, this has been such a process for us over the last like 10 or so years. How do we get here? And I hope that the rest of the presentation will help y'all see, how we've done it and how we've implemented things in our office that have, in fact, made us a great place to work, award or not, So I'm going to show you a quick video that kind of highlights some of our team, and I hope this works, and talks a little bit more about who we are. Is that going to work or no? Good. Okay. 1 second. I don't think that there's any greater gift than working for your family. It's such a privilege and a joy. Big Daddy was such a force to be reckoned with. I mean, he like took the air out of the room. He was just like, he's such a presence. And I think that he really tried to instill to be humble and be kind, never take anything for granted.
The Detering Company is a family-owned business. My dad, Carl Detering, founded the company in 1926. We basically sell all the decorative wood in the house. It's really what makes a house different. The doors, the windows, the moldings, the stair parts, the cabinets, good products, good people.
It goes back to relationships. The successful ones are people that take the time to dig in and really understand the other person, consistently being there for your customers in a genuine, honest fashion, be right and on time every time. That is the goal every day.
I think your best foundation is your people. Continuing to align the goals and our mission with the people who can help us get there, that creates a lot of opportunity to grow.
It's that one-on-one personal relationship. And it's experience. I mean, we're approaching a century here. That says a lot.
The family environment, the honesty, the everyday challenge. I mean, it's encouraging to see the growth.
En este trabajo nunca terminas de aprender. Trabajo de carpintería, todo el tiempo estás aprendiendo algo nuevo. Tienes que ser creativo. Cuando un cliente está feliz con su producto, eso es la cosa más feliz que me hace a mí.
I'm very big on family myself, and we have 15 families working on site. It speaks volumes.
Le doy gracias a esta compañía, a los dos dueños, por mantenerme en su compañía y llevar mi familia adelante. Todo lo que tengo, pues realmente se lo debo a ellos.
We got guys been here 30, 35 years. That's our legacy. People, when they get here, they don't want to leave. They want to stay here.
I'm a little old school. Integrity means a lot. And I think truly Detering Company, that's what they stand on.
There's a lot of companies that do what we do, but they haven't all been here as long as we have. We've helped build Houston. I think that's one of the things that family and everybody that's worked here for a long time is exceptionally proud of, and why there's so much passion around, because it really matters to us.
Just pulls my heartstrings every time. So I hope y'all enjoyed that. We had a lot of fun making it. In 2012, shortly after I started working at Detering, we worked through a SWOT analysis and tried to get down on paper, our mission, our values, all that kind of stuff. And I think, these things always sort of existed in the ether, but but we really like worked to get it down on paper and make it like a part of the Detering ethos. To be totally honest, don't tell anyone at my office, but I really hate the way that we titled these. But I think like, you know, the content itself is there. So walk the walk, talk the talk, the Orange Way, play to win. You know, I think the overarching theme in a lot of this is honesty and integrity. My grandfather used to say that if you don't lie, you don't have to remember what you said. And I think that in our industry in particular, that holds a lot of weight. You know, more than anything, I think that these really provide like the foundation upon which like how we wanted to build our company culture. So speaking of culture, God, I'm really kicking myself for these transitions. Over the last 12 years that I've been at Detering, we've gone through a number of changes. New leadership, new location, buying a brick company, starting a lumber company. I mean, these are all like major changes. And I think through all of it, our culture has been fluid enough to not only survive, but thrive. And our HR manager is incredible. And if you take one thing away from today, let it be that you need to pay your HR manager what they are worth, because finding a good one, like they are worth their weight in gold. We really, and like, again, like she is unbelievable. We really try to have fun at work. We value we have a big emphasis on work-life balance. Recently, someone who came to us from another company commented on how casually everyone was dressed at work. And I think we sort of take the approach of like not trying to major in the minors, you know, like come, have a good time, do what you need to do, and go home to your family. We focus on safety and fairness, but also like very much on camaraderie and like family atmosphere. Our leadership and ownership both deeply, deeply care about our employees. Sometimes it's just the little things, you know, like hosting a baby shower for an expecting coworker, a wedding shower, attending funerals, sending flowers, like checking in when something's going on at home. Like all of those things matter. And we celebrate a lot too. We have a number of very long-time employees who have been recognized. We celebrate milestones. Our CEO, John, sends birthday cards for and anniversary cards. Every time we have a new hire, our HR manager sends out a company-wide email, and like it's not canned at all, but like everyone is so excited to reply to all, and you know, welcome to the team. Like we're so happy you're here. Like you'll have like 50 emails in your inbox of everyone just saying, so glad you're a part of the team. It's just like be nice, you know, like care about your employees. It sounds so basic, but I think we all get caught up in like the drudgery of the day-to-day, and it's kind of like the first thing that falls to the wayside, you know. We have a really robust safety incentive program where teams of employees who go without incident are given gift cards. We have an employee of the month who receives a gift card and is recognized on a plaque. Like all of these like little things I think that kind of hopefully show our employees like how much we value them. And so we talk a lot about family at Detering. We have, SAR is our HR manager. SAR mentioned it on the video. We've increased since then. We have 17 family units working at Detering, which is like, I mean, that's pretty incredible, right? We have a really fantastic referral program. Employees can earn up to $500 for a successful referral, a successful new hire, and many, if not most of our new hires come from employee referrals. This has been incredibly helpful for us in tough hiring environments. And I mean, ultimately, like, what a testament to your business, right? When someone's like, I want my family member to come work here. Like, I love my job enough that I want to share this place with you. So beyond hiring family members, we encourage a lot of intercompany hiring and upward mobility. We do a 90-day review for all new hires. Everyone has an annual review. I've listed a couple of examples of growth on this slide, but Sean, who was heavily featured in our video, was a driver, longtime driver. I mean, I knew him when I was a little kid. and now he is our shipping manager. Eduardo was, he was in the door shop, and now he's in inside sales. His dad, Juan, was also in the video. He was one of our custom guys. Now he's the mill manager. I mean, these are people who all expressed an interest in doing something else. And instead of saying, I don't know, we gave them the tools to help them grow into the next phase of their career. And I don't think any of them are going anywhere. You know, like, honor your employees, like, help them get to that next phase of their career, provide them the space to grow into who they want to be. John, our CEO, is big on letting managers manage. And I think that has been a really effective change at Detering. We went from a general manager who is kind of like a top-down management kind of gal to John, our CEO, who really believes that managers should be able to manage their teams. And it's given people a lot of autonomy just to do their job. I remember, I'm going to get back to John in a second, but I remember shortly after he started work being like, hey, can I spend $500 on this like marketing thing? And he looked at me like I was insane. He was like, why are you asking me that? It's like, well, you know, it's $500. He's like, just like do your job, you know, like don't worry about it. If it's like $10,000, come talk to me. But like these are things that are solvable, you know. We really, so with the managers managing, we really encourage huddles. So every morning, each team will like have a meeting, flesh out any issues, like quick, like 5 minutes, and then go about your day. Uh-oh. Okay. So I'm gonna, as if I haven't been bragging on Detering this whole time, I'm gonna full scale brag on Detering for a second. We have incredible benefits. You should too, if you don't. Detering pays 90% of our employee insurance costs, which makes healthcare incredibly affordable for our team. We offer dental, vision, health, dental, vision, other supplemental insurance. We carry a life insurance policy on every employee that is 100% covered by the company. At like 1 times their salary. We have a 401k match program. We have guaranteed PTO, vacation, sick, and personal days. And in 2024, we're going to start testing out unlimited PTO for our salaried employees. When the company is doing well, we participate in profit sharing. And last year, we paid out over $100,000 to employees in bonuses. We have a scholarship program for the children of every employee they can apply and receive money for college or community college. And like, it's not like we're doing this because we feel like beholden to someone or like something, you know, like I think it's because we genuinely care about our employees. And if they're not doing well, then we're not doing well. SAR, our HR manager, created the holiday committee when she started, which was a huge weight off my shoulders because if you can believe it, I was planning every event by myself. So this like probably is my favorite group of people at the office. Any employee who wants to join the holiday committee is welcome to. They plan and execute a variety of company events. We have quarterly cookouts and happy hours to celebrate company success. We have a chili cook-off for the rodeo, Thanksgiving lunch and dessert competition, a Christmas party, you know, all of these things to celebrate our employees. The best thing that I think we did this year was we had a backpack drive for all of our employees' children. So all the employees were invited to bring their kids to work. The holiday committee babysat them in our conference room and had like crafts. They decorated water bottles, coloring sheets, like all these things that like little kids would love to do. Then they had a cookout lunch and everyone took home a new backpack. And like, God, if that's not like paying it forward, you know, like we're trying to like give these kids the most that we can to like set them up for success. Maybe they'll come back and work for us, you know? The holiday committee is one thing that has been really successful for us. circling back to John for a second, John joined us in 2017, 2 days after Hurricane Harvey. And I don't know if y'all remember Hurricane Harvey, but like it was a mess. And so when I say he hit the ground running, like he hit the ground running. He has been absolutely transformative for our company. And again, I go back to what I said earlier about my dad wanting to bring in the best people in the business to run the show. He is a dad, and he really values work-life balance. And, you know, for me, like I have 4 kids, you know, and sometimes I'm drowning in one way or another, and I can't figure out how to get to the office. And he's like, do what you need to do. Just do it and get it done when I want it, you know? And it's not because, it's not just me that he treats like that. Like, it's everyone. This is like a company-wide sentiment that like, just do what you need to do. And I know that some of you are sitting there like, that does not work. But as like a young-ish person with a lot on her plate, I cannot tell you what it means to have that sort of flexibility in my job. Like, even if I weren't an owner, I would never leave, because who would want to leave someone who genuinely cares whether I am sane, happy, productive, you know? So under John's leadership, we have experienced exceptional growth. When he started, Detering was a $31 million company. Last year, we were a $75 million company, and next year we're projected to be a $125 million company, which like is not bad for a little millwork shop, you know? And I think like he is it. Like, we found the right person at the right time to take our company to the next step. And beyond the dollars, which obviously we care about, he bought fully into the idea of making our company a great place to work. And ultimately, you know, he is responsible for making it happen. So the other thing that I hope you will take away from today is implementing town halls at your office. Town halls happen quarterly with Carl, my dad, and John, and no supervising manager. It takes about 3 days, 2 to 3 days of back-to-back meetings to get this done, but they plus SAR meet with every single group of employees, and everyone is just given an opportunity to kick around ideas on how to improve processes, reduce expenses, you know, whatever, like talk through any issues. And it's really just an open conversation to see how we can make the company better. And you would not believe the number of suggestions that we have implemented based on these conversations. John and Carl give out a consolidated income statement so that the employees know exactly what's going on in the financial realm. And I think that gives them extra buy-in. It also helps them figure out ways that they can reduce expenses. SAR takes like nonstop notes during these meetings. And then after all the town halls are done, she consolidates them into a dashboard. That those suggestions are assigned to a person, and over the course of the next quarter, it is up to that person to get it done. So during the last quarter, my dad asked people to vote on how they thought the company was doing. Literally just like super casual, write it down on a scrap of paper, stick it in a box. That ranking was 8.25. We finished town halls last week, and the ranking for last quarter was 9.2. So like, it's not, you know, this is completely unofficial, but like, what a great way to figure out what's going on, you know, like stamping out issues before they become big problems. And I think also you know, I said up there on the slide, like a new employee said, oh my God, I'm gonna meet with the owner. Like, in my last job, I never even saw the owner. Like, I think it gives people buy-in, you know, like you're showing them that they have a voice. And I will say, like, you can't do this if you're not gonna do it. You know, like half the battle is showing up, but the other half is getting it done. Town halls have been incredible for our company. So like, I know you're all here to figure out like how to win this award if that's important to you. And let me be clear that it was not easy. I've worked at Detering for almost 12 years. I would say for a majority of them, we could not even get enough employees to fill out the survey to be like considered for a Best Place to Work award. A big part of getting this done was having our ownership and leadership have full buy-in. The other part is having an HR manager who, again, is incredible, who facilitates this process and makes it as easy as possible. We have guys who don't have email addresses in the shop. She like prints out paper surveys for them. You know, there's boxes to drop them off all over the warehouse and her office, et cetera. So the surveys are anonymous. Like, it's not about the award, you know? I mean, that is like, the award is the icing on the cake, but like, it is an opportunity to figure out like how things are going at the office. How am I doing on time? Oh, I'm late, sorry. And then the last thing, and I would be remiss not to mention this, it's not even because I am his daughter, which everyone thinks that is the case, and maybe a little bit, but my dad is the greatest man in the world. This is a man whose moral compass points due north 100% of the time. I was side hustling as a tutor in grad school, and he made me report my earnings on my taxes. Like, I got paid in cash, and he was like, no. What if you get audited? It's like, Carl, come on. He is a good man. And you will hear throughout the company, like, I love working here because I love working for Carl Detering. And he's 70 now, and he's not really involved in day-to-day operations as much as he used to be. And you know what? Good for him. He and my mom are traveling. They're like living their best lives. I'm so happy for him. But the culture that he has nurtured at the office is like one that we have been able to build upon and really, I think, make Detering a really wonderful place to work, because ultimately, leadership and ownership are the curators of culture. And if you're not acting in a way that celebrates and lifts up your employees, then like that return is not gonna be there. Cause like it's really easy, it's all relative, to like go out there and make money. But like, what's it all for if everyone's unhappy, you know? So I hope that through this very long-winded talk, I'm so tired of talking, you have learned a couple of things about me, about our company, some things that you might be able to take away and implement at your own companies. You know, I think ultimately, like, be a good person and do good for your employees, and you will reap like an untold number of awards. Thank y'all for listening to me blabber on. I am so mortified. I left my house at 4 a.m. and forgot to grab business cards, but I would love to stay in touch with any of you and talk about this at a later time. So thank y'all.